What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. I mean, something about the Underdog. Today, we have a beast on the Underdog Talk. But before we get into this interview, you guys know I have to give this gentleman a proper Underdog Talk introduction. Today's guest is an IFBB pro in the men's physique class. This gentleman is a Ghost and Alphalete athlete, a reform head coach, a standout football player at Pace University, and a man who once said, "It's called balance. Look it up." I am proud and honored to present the one and only Mr. Alex Toplyn. What is up, sir? How are you doing, big fella?
What is up, man? And I've been on quite a few podcasts. I have to openly say that is probably one of the best, most energetic intros that I've ever had. So I appreciate the energy, man. It's 9:30 in the morning and you're bringing it, right? You might be better than coffee, but I love it, man. I love it. I'm honored to be a part of the podcast, man. I've seen the growth that you've been a part of over the last, handful of months, and it's really cool to see it, man. I think this sport and industry needs more people like you who are, trying to just dig a little bit deeper and figure out the whys of what makes bodybuilders tick. So I appreciate you having me, man. I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm excited to jump in.
Hey, hell yeah. And I mean, when I first hit you up, I think we had just started. We had people we had the owners of Bucked Up and some small people, and you were busy with the show. But you stuck to your word, and you said, "I'm a man of your word, man of my word," and you are, Alex. I mean, you're here. But before we start, Alex, I need some advice. So I told you off air I'm a bodybuilder, and I don't look like Alex, but believe it or not, I'm doing it. I have my first bodybuilding show this Sunday. But now I was just watching your bodybuilding, your video about shaving before a bodybuilding competition. Now, Alex, do you recommend a razor blade or do you recommend an electronic razor?
So I actually recommend what you've been doing up until that point, because you have to understand your body is sensitive, or better yet, if your body is sensitive, you don't want to throw in another variable that it's not used to. I think a lot of people will shave with electric razor, but then when they get to the show, they're like, okay, I want the bald look. And then they use a normal razor, and then they break out or razor bumps. And I've experienced that before for my first show. So the best advice I can give you for that, man, do what you've been doing consistently up until that point. And, starting, 8 weeks out, if you want to, go bald and shave, start then. Let your skin to see how it's sensitive, and make sure that when it comes showtime, you don't have any random flare-ups.
You're right. Oh, shoot. I'm doing it the day, 2 days before I get my tan. I might be in trouble. And now Underdog Talk, I know if you guys been following me, I actually already just advanced to the finals, the overalls. I won my junior classic.
Congratulations.
I didn't beat anyone. There was no one in my class. It was an automatic victory. So I could up, pose, and do all my thing. So I just had to say that I did not beat anyone, but a win is a win in the books. Now, speaking of, bodybuilding and fitness, I want to look at your, background. And I want to go back a little in the past, Alex. You were a standout football player in high school, a first-team all-conference, New Jersey's top 100 player. You go to Pace University and played there till 2018. So how long have you played football? And then were you into bodybuilding and fitness during your football stint?
One-on-one, good research, because not many people know much about my previous football history. I don't really open up about it much. But your data was accurate. But when it comes to football, man, that was my first love and first passion. I had the same energy and drive, to a degree, as I do now for bodybuilding as I did for football. And the passion, it started to fade closer to the end of, I would probably say when I ended my senior year in college, senior year in high school, because I started realizing the business side of things. And, injuries started to occur. Scholarships were being pulled, at least for me. And that's my first ever stint in understanding of depression. And, that took a lot from me, because I was always so good at something. And then out of nowhere, injury, made me feel like I was nothing. And that wasn't easy. And, that is kind of what catapulted me a little bit more into bodybuilding. And I say that at the same time because, believe it or not, I got a scholarship from Old Dominion University, and I was planning to commit there. And my girlfriend at the time, when I was in high school, had an offer as well from Old Dominion to play lacrosse, and we were going to commit together. I got my scholarship pulled a few days prior to what we were going to commit to after tearing my ACL. And then that, stint of depression, again, catapulted me into bodybuilding. I needed an outlet. And then me and my girlfriend at that time broke up. And, I always say there was a combination of depression and an actual breakup that forced me to want to work on myself. So I started lifting, with no goal of stepping on stage, just trying to better myself, get more confident in myself, make her realize what the hell she's missing. And then, it opened up opportunities and doors for me that I could never imagine.
And I mean, Alex, I think she missed out on a beast, as I said at the start. And to add on to that, I think things happen for a reason. For me, I tried to be like someone like you, a fitness influencer. And, it just wasn't, to me, it wasn't my passion. My passion was to talk to these individuals in the fitness industry and, athletes. I've talked to all kinds of athletes. We had Ryan Lochte on the show. We're having an MMA fighter, one of the best of all times, come on it. I can't not drop the name, but if you see the Underdog Talk we just posted who we're having today, huge UFC name. So I enjoy doing that because I realized that wasn't my passion. As much as I love fitness and I do competing in my first show, it wasn't right for me. And it seemed like while football was your love, bodybuilding was your calling. And I mean, fuck, as it paid off in 2020. I mean, you won the NPC North America Men's Physical Overall Champion. And Alex, you become an IFBB pro, baby. So congrats, big fella. So first, what was the work that went into becoming a pro bodybuilder?
Yeah, great question. And, the 2020 year was the year that I realized that I love bodybuilding. And it wasn't for me going pro. It wasn't. It was the things that I went through during that prep. COVID, that's the prime of when COVID happened. I've had 3 shows. I was planning to do a warm-up show, but I had total of 3 shows, 2 national shows canceled, with no expectation of it coming back for that season. So I was in prep for 25 weeks total. So, I planned to compete in July, and I didn't end up competing until September. So, looking back on it, it was hard. I lost 3 family members in a 2-month time span. 2 of them were back to back within, 10 days. And that really hurt me. I lost my job during that time. I just bought a house and dealing with losing a job and just making the biggest financial decision of my life. It threw me on a whirlwind. And, I think that was the second understanding of what depression was. And then anxiety came with that. Right. So that was I'd never experienced anxiety before. I used to think that it was something where, it's only for the weak, it's more of a mental thing. It hit me so hard to a point, man, it was crippling me on a day-to-day. And, even with all of that going on, I was able to lock in and do what I needed to do. I never missed a cardio session, never missed a training session, never missed a meal. And, with that level of focus, even still, I was able to obtain my pro card. And I remember, man, I was backstage and we have 40 guys in my class alone. And yeah, North Americans is still, I think it's 1 or 2. From my understanding, it's still 1. It's the biggest national show of all time. And it's because it was the only show that was allowed, people to compete because of COVID, right? So everyone did the show and there were some top dogs there. And, the fact that, I was able to earn my pro card, and it was funny because, top 2 at that show earned your pro card. And, they called, the guy before me out. So I knew I earned my pro card. And then I remember I just was ready. I walked off stage. I got the trophy and I walked off stage not realizing that I had to go for the overall. And I was like, oh crap, I completely, like, I didn't think about that. I was literally leaving the venue. I was so excited. I was like, my goal is accomplished. I'm done. And like literally Gary Udit, who puts on the whole entire show, was like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Like, come on. And I had to, they were waiting for me. I literally had to come all the way back and walk on that stage, put my trophies down. And I was right back up there battling it out. And, you know, God willing, we won the overall. And, you know, I think it was that, you know, making all of that encompassing to me stepping on that stage, winning the overall and doing it for my grandmom and my uncle and my grandfather. You know, that was the big moment for me. And then I realized I love this shit. Like you'll hear me say it a lot, man. I say it in my YouTube videos, but I fucking love this shit. And every single day, the good, the bad, you know, I'm blessed to be able to do it.
And I mean, you did it so well. I mean, I'm sorry for your losses, Alex. They are watching you, and I'm sure they were so proud of you doing that. And I mean, that is such a, I forgot what other bodybuilder told me that too. They rushed off stage immediately. Might have been Rich Gaspar. I don't want to say it. Someone rushed off stage immediately before even getting called back. And I mean, for me, I'm going up by myself. So that I'm going to be like I don't even know what I'm going to be doing because then I got to go back for the overalls after. But I mean, such an accomplishment. And I think the one thing that I really related to you, Alex, is when I reached out is, you know, you're a top dog now, but you were an underdog and you still have that underdog mentality. And I think something else that you brought up that was so crucial and so key is mental health. I mean, especially for people who look as big as you or look as, you know, tough as you. We all have mental battles, and it's so key to be, you know, open about that because you can't be complete with just your physical health. You have to have the mental health too. And I'm so glad, you know, you've been a great advocate for that, and you've been so open about that. And you know, just be open about it. There will be tough times, but one of my favorite quotes, you know, flowers can't just grow in the sun. They need a little bit of rain. And I mean, that rain shaped you into the man you are today, Alex. And I mean, now you're an alphalete and a ghost athlete, man. Congratulations, brother. So how did that all come into play?
Yeah, man. So I remember I was one of those kids who, you know, I used to always just say, why not me? Why not me? Or, you know, when I started to post on social media, I was the typical man. I was the boastful, you know, ab selfies and, you know, flexing in the mirror. Okay, now sponsor me because I look this way. But that's not what companies look at, man. And so in order to, you know, I was taking a step back and saying, okay, why am I not being approached, right? And keep in mind, man, I had like 1,000 followers. Like it wasn't anything like jarring. And when you're young and you're growing, you're like, okay, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to be a part of that. And then you start to feel like shit if they're not reaching out to you. But it's like you have to take a step back and look at it from a business perspective. And that's what I realized. Like it's not just personal, it's business. Everything in this is business, right? So taking that step back and realizing, you know, what it takes to provide value to a business is what I realized. I need to stop chasing I need to stop hoping for a sponsorship, and I need to go get one. Like I need to set my ducks in a row that allows me to be a valuable commodity, right? And then I also need to say, you know what? There's opportunities out there. Let's go seize it. So I signed up for the Summer Shredding Classic in June of 2019, which was the first year of me competing. So I did an NPC show just before then, and then I jumped right into the Summer Shredding Classic. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know what Alphalete was at that time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not buy, I never owned a pair of clothes or anything. I was looking for a sponsorship, but I wasn't looking for a sponsorship from Alphalete. I was just looking for anybody to give me an opportunity. And then I started to follow Christian, Brandon Harding at the same time. And I started to see what they were a part of and what they were doing. And, you know, I loved their content and I wanted to one day shape myself into be that kind of mold. So when a buddy told me, you know, one of the, you know, if you go for this show and you win it, you can get a sponsorship. And I was like, all right, then let's go fucking win it. And in 2019, I won the overall at Summer Shredding, and that opened up a door for me. So again, my success story is not them coming to me, reaching out to me, saying, I love you, I see your vision, and I want to invest in you. It wasn't. I had to go get it. And I recommend that to anybody at this age. Go get it. And whether it's an actual show or whether it's investing in yourself to create better content, to align yourself better with their vision, like whatever it is, take that time and go get it. Now, I won that show. It opened up some doors for me. I had the only thing about that is it's a 3-month contract. Like, so it's just kind of like, okay, well, 3 months and then you go, but I did enough throughout that time with that 3 months to show them, no, like I'm going to be worth your value. And at that time I probably only had 2,000 followers. So, but those 2,000 followers, man, they were loyal. And when I mean loyal, it's because, I've always been like this, man. I've always been open on social media. I've always been, thankful for even the 1,000, 2,000 followers that I was getting. And then from there, man, it opened up their eyes a little bit, saying, okay, this kid has 2,000 followers, but he's making some sales. So let's see what he can, do. We'll extend it again. I got extended for another one. I got extended again for another 3 months. And I got extended again for 6 months. And then I got extended. And then again, that's when COVID hit. And then they actually extended me only for a month. And then after that, they extended me for the big one. And that was a year contract. And now I've been a part of Alphalete for 3.5 years. I've had 2 big extensions. I just signed my 18-month contract with them to lock it in. I just signed that, 3 weeks ago. I haven't even announced that yet.
Wow. Well, you guys heard it here first. Congratulations on that. I mean, you're representing, I think the other thing is you're representing quality brands. Alphalete is such a quality clothing brand. And then Ghost, it's been around so long, such a top dog in the industry. Great owners in Dan and Ryan, 2 amazing men with such a great vision, such a great product, such a clean product. One thing I love about Ghost is not a proprietary blend. They've been a big believer in that since the day they came out. And that's something that's so pivotal for that brand. So well done on that extension. Well deserved. You're also a mega fit meal athlete too. Love that stuff. Now, obviously, you're a coach too now. So, I mean, you got some big things going for you, Alex Toplyn. You really do. You're a big name. You're a rising name. Now, Alex, finally, I mean, I want to hear from you. You've seen it all in the fitness industry. You've learned so much in such a young age. And I say that I'm a young age too, but you've learned so much. You've seen so much more. What is your biggest tip for someone who is looking to just start their fitness journey?
Now, you talking about competing or just generally?
Just general fitness.
I have a saying, man, lead with passion, right? So I think no matter what you do, if you lead with passion, right, it can be anything. If you're passionate about painting, if you're passionate about, social media, creating content, stepping on stage, whatever it is, man, indulge yourself in that environment. Just doing that, you're going to learn a lot. Whether it's you're going to learn rapidly or slowly, you're still going to learn. And at some point, you're going to be where you want to be. So for content creators, for example, put yourself in that environment. What environment best creates, or brings that side out of you consistently? I think an example of that is Houston. Houston, Texas right now is a prime example of, content creators, influencers, bodybuilders even, all putting themselves in a situation that is going to, motivate them to be better on a consistent basis. They're going to be held to a higher standard there. You can't just do the norm. You got to stand out. And if you go there and you find that niche, or you find, that influencer you're creating for, or, you find someone who's going to motivate you to be better, you're going to be better. If you're sitting at home wishing for that on a consistent basis, you're going to be doing nothing but consistently wishing. So make a step, take an action. And if you do that, man, no matter what it is, you're going to realize something's going to happen out of that action, whether it's good or bad. And if it's bad, it's a lesson. If it's good, it's going to propel you somewhere. So putting yourself in those situations on a consistent basis, I think that's the best case scenario.
I fucking love it. I mean, Alex, you are a genuine ass dude. I love it. The fitness industry needs it. And I mean, trust the process, love the process. It takes time. And, I'm just a regular guy, but something I've learned from having some of the most distinguished bodybuilders.
Real quick. You're not just a regular guy, bro. You're not, because you're doing exactly what I just said, man. Like, you were consistent with getting me on here.
Yeah,
I'm on here. you're being consistent with getting and bringing on top guests on your show. Like, you're not just a regular guy. So one thing, a regular guy would be sitting there doing nothing. You're out here going to go get it. So I had to fix that up. But go ahead.
Alex Toplyn's about to make me fucking kill the day. I fucking love it, brother. Trust the process, love the process. But one thing is, don't compare yourself to anyone. Compare yourself to the day before. Be better than the day before. I mean, we are talking with IFBB Pro, Ghost athlete, Alphalete athlete, Alex Toplyn. Alex, such an honor, such a privilege, such a much-needed individual in this fitness industry. Now, Alex, I know you're a busy guy. But before we go, are you down for some rapid-fire questions before we get you out of here?
Let's get it.
Love that. Favorite Mega Fit meal?
Ooh, teriyaki chicken. Oh, God, it's so good, dude. I'm telling you right now, it's like 457 calories. You will never think that you're eating a food that was frozen.
Oh, I'm on my 4 days left to step on stage. Oh, baby.
I'm telling you, you got to place that order right after you get off stage. Especially if you want to stay on track, I'm telling you, man, Mega Fit meals, they help me. I travel a lot. So like the fact that I'm able to stay on track utilizing their meals, it's a game changer.
Hey, and we'll run your codes up at the end, get that all. What did you get? Now, this isn't a rapid fire question. I'm just hungry now. What was your first thing to eat after you stepped off stage, after becoming an IFBB Pro?
Okay, so I had I had a bacon cheeseburger with an egg on top, fried egg though. I don't like that runny shit.
Okay, I like that. I'm probably gonna go. I might go classic, some Pop-Tarts and some kind of pizza slice. I'm going to a Mexican restaurant off that, living my life to the full. I like that. I like the cheeseburger. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's classic.
It is classic. Can't go wrong with that. Favorite Ghost product?
Bubblicious Legend pre-workout. It is, and then you mix it with the pump, bro. Oh my God. I'm telling you guys right now, game changer, man. It's an absolute game changer. And I've had a lot of pre-workouts, man. I'm very picky when it comes to supplements. And that's why, like, you know, in my supplement history, I've only been with 2 companies. And the one company I've been with for literally 3 years prior to Ghost. So it took me so long just to pick that company because of how high quality their products were. Same thing with Ghost. I'm very particular. So the fact that I'm with a company like Ghost who prioritizes high quality and not only flavor, bro, home run.
My favorite is the Max Tuning's Mango Margarita, throwback to that dude, Max. Shout out Max Tuning if he's watching. I grew up loving that dude. So you're part of a great team with that whole gang.
Hell yes.
This is gonna be a hard one. No Ghost Legend for a year or no Ghost Pump for a year?
I have no Ghost Pump because I need the pre-workout. I need it. I'll be honest with you, I'm newer on the pump products in the last like 6 weeks. And don't get me wrong, it has enhanced. Like, I feel so good on it, but I couldn't imagine not like supersetting that with Legend.
Caffeine is just a much needed. Now, this is going to be the clickbait. Pose off against Christian Guzman or skydive?
Shit, I want to do both. I think so. I'll give you potentially another thing that might happen. I think come October, I said this to Christian a while back, and you know, he brought it. He said he's going to make it happen, but we'll see. I want to be the first men's physique athlete to do a posing, like to be a guest poser. And I've never had that opportunity. I truly love posing. So I want to do something it's like classical men's physique, where I'm combining the 2 divisions and I'm hitting men's physique posing and classic physique poses at the same time. So like if you ever go back on my Instagram, you kind of see me in the water doing some posing and stuff like that. It's going to be very similar to that, but maybe a little bit more dramatic and eye-opening. So I love the division, bro. I'm trying to push it forward. I'm trying to, you know, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but I'm also just trying to speed up the process of that wheel moving so we can get to where we want to get to. Because I think this division, I think that this sport, it's looked down upon in such a negative light that if you just put some personality behind it, you put some people at the top who are understanding and are able to display to the sport and its true representation, I think that people are going to realize, okay, these guys aren't just, you know, muscle heads and meatheads who don't know shit. These are people with personalities, you know, with logic, with education, with confidence, with, you know, with also an innate ability to be disciplined to a point that they're here. So I'm trying to do that. And I love the division. So I'm always trying to think of ways to do something different.
I love that. And I cannot wait to see that unfold. Final question, Alex. Now, this is the big one. Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull-ups. Pull-ups.
Yep, that is the only right answer. Harder workout, harder, you know, just mentally harder. Well done. I mean, we are speaking with Alex Toplyn, such a fucking legend in this industry, growing every day. Now, before we get out of here, is there anything you want to plug? What are your codes? Where can we find your content? You know, floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, man. So I work with Alphalete, I work with Mega Fit Meals, and I work with Ghost. Code Alex Toplyn, just my name, Alex Toplyn. No I, a Y. And I appreciate your guys' support. YouTube is something that has been a major passion of mine lately, and I've been diving a lot into it. We invested a lot of money into it, to say the least. I have a full-time videographer on the team now. His name is Juan. He is the real life GOAT. So stay tuned for a lot of the cool content that you guys are going to see coming out of us. We are traveling. We're doing a collab with Chiron, the rematch of New York Pro. We're coming back, and we're going to be doing that at the end of this month. So just stay tuned. It's a lot of cool stuff coming to the channel. And, you know, if you guys want to have a deep understanding of not just my journey, but just bodybuilding in its total, you know, I think it would be pretty cool to check it out. It's just my name, Alex Toplyn, fitness. You can go plug in.
Hell yeah. And I mean, first person to run Alex's code up, I will send you a signed autograph from one of the legendary guests that we've had on the show. Make sure to use his code. Make sure to check out Ghost, Alphalete, Mega Fit Meals. Make sure to check out Alex's content. I mean, shit, there's a whole skew of stuff. And I mean, that talk of that cheat meal has made me hungry as hell. I'm about to go kill some egg whites. I always say it, but I really do after every interview because I get so hungry. But until next time, guys, Underdog out.